You know, guys, I held off on doing this video for as long as I could. I was really hoping that you guys would forget. But when I was doing those videos about certain categories of film in my collection, people kept asking, do a cringe one. Show us the cringe movies that you own. Okay, here's some of the cringe collection. Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Nick here, and today I want to show you a handful of the movies in my collection you could call cringe for a number of reasons. Now, disclaimer here. I do not dislike all of these movies. They are cringe for specific reasons, although some of them I don't like. One of them, don't even know why it's in my collection at all. I will tell you that all of these, except for one, were my ex-wives that just kind of, I don't know, got married into my collection. I did not willingly choose to put them in my collection, but I will discuss each one with you guys. So, starting off is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Now, why is this cringe for me? Well, because given the content that I put out on my channel, you wouldn't think that this would be on my movie shelves. Having said that, I do like a good comedy, even a rom-com, and I gotta say, this one's pretty good. I like the chemistry here between McConaughey and Hudson. I think that the movie is kind of unique. You see the movies of trying to get someone, not trying to get them to not like you. This was a movie that my ex-wife insisted that I watch because she loved it, and I was like, that just doesn't really seem like it's going to be my thing. And I'm happy to say that I actually like the movie. Now, I've only seen it, I think, twice, and it's been a while since I have, but I like it. Is it cringe, though, given what I normally have on my shelves and what you would expect me to talk about? Yeah, it belongs in the cringe. Boy, this next one. I'm sure after that first pick, you guys are probably thinking, at least one of you is thinking, I wonder if he's going to show this one now. Well, if you thought of this movie, congrats. The Notebook. Look, far be it from me to ever criticize somebody for the kind of movie they like. Having said that, I actually like this movie. I've seen this movie many times. Again, not mine though. I mean, it is mine now, but it was merged into my collection from somebody else. This is not one I went out and bought. Having said that, I had seen it before it was on my shelves, and I remembered liking it, and actually remembered, I don't know, it impacting me? Whatever, I don't really care. It's a good movie. Okay, it's a good movie. You know it. I know it. Even if rom-coms or just dramas aren't your thing, it's a good movie. Like, come on. Like, you can say it. This is a safe space. We're all safe here. It's a good movie. Now, this next one, this is the first one in the cringe collection that I would say I don't like. And again, not mine. Didn't buy it. The Vow. Look, I saw this movie in theaters with an ex-girlfriend years ago when it came out. I did. I remember actually being like, oh, a drama, rom-com type movie, like this might be cool. I might like this. No. Look, it's Rachel McAdams again. And I love Rachel McAdams. Don't get me wrong. I feel like most people do. She's a really good actress. But this just seemed like it was trying really hard to recapture what The Notebook was for her. And it just doesn't work at all. And part of that is because I think Channing Tatum, I don't think this is his role. I really don't. He works best in like actions, comedies. I don't think he works here. And I don't feel the chemistry between the two. I just don't like the movie. I find it cringe. I find it hard to watch. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Rachel. I love you. But this is going in the cringe collection. All right, these next few are probably going to be some darlings to some of you guys. But they just were never my thing. And the first one is Labyrinth. Now, let me just say right off the top, I feel like a lot of the reverence for this movie is because it's Bowie. I think it has to do with music. I think it's Bowie. And nostalgia. You probably saw it at a young age and you have warm, fond memories of it. Having said that, I didn't see it till I was an adult because guess who loved it? My ex-wife. So I had to watch it because it was one of her favorites. And boy, let me tell you how disappointed she was when I said I did not like that movie. Look, I know that nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Again, far be it from me to hold that against anybody. I have some wild takes because of that. But I just think that this movie is like really corny, not funny, not exciting, not enjoyable. I like the music, I'll give it that, but I don't know. This just wasn't for me. And I feel like if you're going to do a movie like this, even at the time, put a little more money behind it to make it look a little more lived in and like real, because it just looks so cheap and it has not aged well at all. So for me, this goes in my cringe. All right, guys, this next one, I'm hoping some of you guys have seen this so I can get some feedback on this one. And again, I'm really not trying to come across as like a negative Nancy and like a downer, but I'm just being honest here. Where the Heart Is with Ashley Judd and Natalie Portman. Okay. All right. I like me some Natalie Portman. Grew up with the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Okay. So like immediately I'm like, okay. All right, Padme. We'll see what you got here. Guys, I hated this movie. I hated this movie. This was shown to me again by my ex. She loved it, grew up on it, said it was on TV all the time. Weird, because I had never heard of it. And I would consider myself a cinephile. Not like some people, but I am a cinephile. Never heard of it. Never even knew it existed. Watched it. Looked like a made-for-lifetime TV movie. Just really corny. So much about this movie is just like, what am I watching? I'm watching like the off-brand of like a drama. It was like a soap opera, but I don't even feel like it had soap quality to it. I just didn't like this movie at all. And you know, this should have been like one of the moments, and some of these films I'm talking about, you know, in this video, where I was like, I really don't like your taste in movies. Maybe we're not going to work out. Could have saved myself some time. So I don't know if you guys liked this or you have reverence for it, but it did not work for me. It's going in cringe. All right, look, I understand this next one is going to be controversial to some. All I ask is that you please do not stop supporting me because of this take. Princess Bride. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. I really don't. I really don't. I've heard comparisons, you know, like, oh, well, it's very like Monty Python in a way. Like, it's very similar in quality to like Labyrinth. So if you loved that, I'm sure you loved this. It's just not my thing. Not even Carrie Elways could get me into this movie. Watching it, I just thought it was so corny. And like, not the corny where I'm like laughing and I'm having a good time because it's so like cheap. No, like the cheap where you're just kind of taken out of it and you're like, am I even watching a movie? Like, this is a film. I know this movie has a dedicated, loyal fan base. I know it's going to live on for generations, and rightfully so. Do not let me tell you that it's a bad movie. That's not what I'm doing. But for me, didn't work on any level at all, and it belongs in the cringe. Sad to say. What the fuck? All right, there's a select few of you guys watching right now that know this about me. Very few people know this about me. I never thought that I would broadcast this onto YouTube and let the world know this about me, but I'm going to let it be known. I own this one and every other one in the series. Twilight. I know. Throw your stones. Say your hateful comments. Let me just say, I read all the books. I saw all the movies in theaters. I was a teenager. I liked it. Going back, oh my God, is it cringe. Especially the first two movies. Like, a lot of it is just not good. This is not me here simping for Twilight and saying that they're good movies. I quite like the books, and some of the movies I rather enjoy. But yeah, totally cringe. So much about this series, specifically the film series, is ridiculously cringe. But great soundtracks, I don't know, some cool fight scenes in some of the movies, good books. There you go. Now it's out in the open. Everybody knows. The next one is 13 going on 30. And this is not one of those ones that's like The Notebook where you're kind of like, I like it though, like I'm going to be honest. No, I didn't like this movie. I didn't like this movie. I didn't find it funny. I don't think the chemistry between Ruffalo and Jennifer Gardner is all that good. I just found this movie to be cringy. So that's why it is on the cringe list. You know, some of these are cringe because like I cringe admitting that I own them or I cringe admitting that I like them. This is just like, I don't even know. Like, I get it. A lot of people like this movie. It's got a following. It's got a fan base. That's cool. I like Halloween 5. Like, again, don't listen to me. I'm just saying, in my opinion, for me, this is one of those cringe ones that I'm like, every time I see it on my shelf, if I ever see it at any point, I'm like, oh yeah, you're here. And the last one that I want to talk to you guys about today is The Wedding Planner. Now, this is like The Notebook, where I like it. I cringe admitting I own it because, again, it doesn't really seem like my cup of tea, and it's not something you'd be like, guys, I'm going to make an Instagram post for The Wedding Planner. No. Having said that, though, I think it's really funny. I actually think, believe it or not, that Jennifer Lopez and Matthew McConaughey have pretty good chemistry in this movie, and again, it hits you in the feels enough. It does enough to you. This isn't one of the better rom-coms. There are far better rom-coms than this one, and believe me, I've seen my fair share. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't like this movie, because I do like this movie. And part of that's probably J-Lo. I've always really liked Jennifer Lopez. But The Wedding Planner, it's a good movie. But yeah, I cringe a little bit admitting that I own it and that I like it. So there you have it, you degenerates. You wanted to see the Cringe collection. You couldn't wait to sink your teeth into some of the cringy movies that I own, or hearing some of the cringy takes I have for movies that a lot of people would consider cringe. I did it. I waited. I debated. But I did it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to hear down below what you think about some of these movies. Make sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I really do appreciate your guys' support, and I hope you enjoyed the cringe. Thank you guys so much. This is Nick. Thanks for stopping at the Lost River Drive-In, but I'm pulling out.